You're looking for the easy solution, and that's what got you to this point. They're almost gonna think that you're not the right fit for them. You shouldn't even give them an option to pay monthly. If I scroll even to the bottom, 2,000 of this post, am I gonna see even one video with you and a client? We need to make sure that you start doing that as soon as possible.
You actually have enough leads, you're messaging enough people, none of them are replying because you're sending the wrong message.
Perfect, Michalis. So, super excited for this session that we're gonna have today.
Me too.
Our goal, man, is really gonna figure out exactly what we need to change in your content to make it perform as well as possible, and as a consequence, grow the business. Okay, so we're gonna ask you a few questions so we can understand exactly what you're currently doing, and then we're gonna fix it together step by step. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the first one would be, who do you help? So let's say in this case is as specific as possible. Who is the exact target avatar that we are trying to get? And that your offer solves a problem for.
So it's men over 35 that wants to lose 15 to 20 kilos in 2 to 4 months
Okay.
with flexible dieting and 2 to 3 workouts per week.
Okay, got it. So the first question that I have for you is, I'm sure you tested multiple things. What got you to the point where it's men over 35, 15 to 20, 2 to 4 months? Because it's quite specific, but also at the same time, there's a bit of a range. Was this by working with them and seeing in general what were the kind of results that you were able to achieve?
Yes, I saw my best client and my best clients, what were their characteristics, and in the Cyprus and Greek community, I believe that after 35, they have their job, they are stable with their expenses and everything, and they can invest something in their own health.
Okay, got you. And when it comes to specifically the outcome, because of course, like here, you already gave us a lot of information about also what's the ultimate goal that they have. Does that come from them? Like, do you see that most people ask you specifically for this? Or like, did you just come up with the offer with the idea of like 15, 20 kilos seems reasonable, 2 to 4 months, like all of these things that you specified in terms of the outcome and also how they want to achieve it? Do they come from them? Or was it just a hypothesis that you had and you were like, I'll just put out there this offer like this?
Yes, what they say usually is that sometimes, no, they're wrong, but they say that you are the niche. And I'm not over 35, but I use flexible dieting in my life, and I saw that it's the most easy way to lose weight, and this is the way I use. So I thought it's a good offer, but it didn't come from them.
Okay, got it. Because like the thing when it comes to this is, a lot of times the clients, they don't know what they want. Like in the sense that they want to lose weight, they want to look better, but it's very rare that in mind they have 15 to 20 kilos. Right? This is exactly what I want to lose. Or maybe they have in mind, I don't want to work out like every single day, right? But maybe they don't have exactly in mind 2 to 3 workouts, right? So this is also with the sales process, okay? But also part of the content. You need to understand when someone wants to work with you is because they want to go through a transformation. That's all they had in mind, okay? I want to look more muscle, I want to have more muscles, I want to look skinnier. That's what they're thinking inside of their head, right? So I want you to, more than exactly how many kilos they want to lose and in how many months, I want you to understand better what is the transformation they have in mind. How do they want to look when they look at the mirror, right? Because these are things that you're supposed to tweak based on the sales call almost. Because maybe you talk to someone and it's like, man, to be honest, it's like, I don't even want to lose that much. I just feel like, I need to put some muscle on, right? And if you present them to this, like this, your offer, they're almost gonna think that you're not the right fit for them, right? So it's a skill for you, more painting the transformation that you want these people to achieve and making sure that that transformation that they're describing comes from them. Yeah. Like you should get the data outside of your sales call and from your clients, understand what they had in mind before working with you, and then use those words to describe. Yeah. And then the technical things, the kilos and the months, that's almost something that you refine in the sales process to make sure that they're like, okay, this guy gets exactly what I want to achieve.
Yeah, and that you also define over time. So it's like how you then start painting this as the specific offer is if you tell me you had more of that goal that you were promising. So like they have in mind this transformation that they want to go through, and you hop on a bunch of sales calls and you hear them saying over and over again, every single one of them, I want to lose 15 kilos, I want to lose 50. Then at that point, it makes sense to narrow down your marketing and also put out there your offers like this 15 or 20 kilos. Because this is, for example, a mistake that we also did in the beginning. Our first ever offer was, we're going to get you to 10,000 followers, okay? And it was really interesting because we talked to somebody at the time that had a little bit more experience than us in business, and they were like, and how did you come up with that number of 10,000 followers? And we're like, well, it sounds cool, I guess. Like people probably want that, yes. You know? And he was like, well, but then what happens if somebody has 20 and wants to get to 100? Can't you help him? And we were like, well, yeah, probably we can still help him when it comes to the content. It's like, well, that person, you're losing them just because you're so specific in your offer. And so if you don't necessarily have already enough experience, you haven't gone through, 1,000 sales calls, and you've seen everybody, if everybody was literally telling you, I want 10,000 followers and I want them in this amount of time, then yes, it will make sense in your marketing also to put out there the offer as that. But if that's not the case, and then literally we had that situation in which we switched the offer, we made it more of like, to begin with, because we didn't know exactly what they wanted, as like build your personal brand. And we had even people that had 400,000 followers coming to us, and they were like, I already know how to make content, but for example, I see you guys' systems and they are really dialed in because you can post so much, while I struggle to post like 2 to 3 times per week, and it takes me so much time. How do you do that? Can you help me with that? Mm-hmm. And so we noticed just by doing that we just had this hypothesis in mind of like, 10K followers sounds cool, yes, but it's not necessarily what they actually want. And so this is actually something that we're working on right now as well. Now, as we're moving forward, we are starting just by taking a lot of sales calls, talking to a lot of these people, defining better, and now we're getting to the point in which our marketing can be more specific because we know exactly what 90% of the people that come to us actually want. Yeah. And so we can say it exactly how they say it, and in that moment, it's like, he literally reads my mind. It's like, that's actually what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, let me ask you something, man. Are you recording your sales calls?
I used to. Right now, okay. I don't.
Okay. We need to make sure that you start doing that as soon as possible, because that's literally the most valuable insights and data that you're always gonna have, ever. Because you're trying to get that type of people on a call. Like the words that they tell you in a sales call, they're literally like gold to you.
Yeah, and you can literally just have all of the transcriptions, feed them to AI, like ChatGPT or any of those, and you can literally have that telling you, for example, all of the objections that they have, and not only that, but also in this example to then translate it to the marketing, exactly how they describe their problem,
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it in a second with all the steps of the funnel, but I want you to start seeing your content as a way of pre-handling the objection that someone would have.
Yeah.
So before they even start working together, they have some doubts, and that's what stopped them from in the past from investing in themselves. Mm-hmm. That's literally the obstacles. So imagine how powerful it would be to have pieces of content that pre-handle that, right? Mm-hmm. A sales call for you should be getting the order. It shouldn't be convincing someone, right? And that happens when your content is super dialed in and you're already solving the problems that they have in their mind, right?
Makes sense.
Beautiful.
So just to have all of the information down here as well. So what is usually the current situation that they're in?
Are they mostly like overweight, or maybe like they're skinnier and they want to put more muscle? What would you say is in general the situation where these people are in?
In general, they want to lose weight, approximately 10 kilos.
Okay.
But what you said before was very on point, because, for example, a very bad question to ask in a sales call in my niche is, how many kilos do you want to lose? And they never know the number.
Exactly.
Bro, they never know. They don't know what, like, it's like us.
And I stopped asking because it was a very bad question. And it's amazing how I should have changed the bio also.
Yeah, because man, like, think about it. Like, they're not thinking, I want to lose 12 kilograms. They're thinking, I want to be able to pick up my kid. I want to be able to go for a run with my wife. Like, that's what they're thinking. You, as the expert, I think that throws them off, because they're almost thinking like, you should tell me how many kilos I need to lose to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
like,
it's true.
Why would they know the solution to the problem? That's why they're paying you, right? So yeah, really focus on the actual feeling and transformation that they want to go through.
Yeah. And so when it comes to that desired outcome, yes, of course, like lose weight, and we have that. But let's say more as in like the
On a deeper
experience,
level.
what they want to experience, like what they usually feel like they would get once they actually lose that weight.
Flat stomach, I will say.
Okay. That's really,
But that's not like what they feel like. That's still like something that's physical that you can see, you know? Like I mean more like as Brian was describing it. It's like, for example, they are insecure because they don't like how they look in the photos. And or maybe like they feel like they're not as respected by others because they are overweight. And so it's more of like emotionally, because at the end of the day, when you're selling B2C, most of it comes down to emotions, even in B2B, but in B2B, it's a little bit more logic usually that's involved in the process. For B2C especially, it's how will they feel after they actually change this thing? So how do they describe, because for sure, like they come to you with this idea of like, I want to lose weight, but why? Why do they want to lose weight?
and a good exercise, and we can start brainstorming together to go through this, is I want you to think of the moments where they're experiencing this. What I mean by that is Cyprus, everybody go to the beach, right?
Yes.
Is it when they're comparing themselves with their friends and they see that they're the ones that have the biggest, you know, belly? Is it maybe when they're in, I don't know, with their wife outside at, you know, dinner and they don't like how they look in their clothes? Like, if you are able to pinpoint exactly the moment where they feel that, that's when you're gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna literally speak to them.
So do you have in mind anything specific that people in general mention? Because it might even be something that you never really focused on too much because you were so focused on like just the outcome in that sense. But like, do you have in mind, just by talking to these people, some examples of like problems that they talk about experiencing because they are overweight, and again, what solving that problem of being overweight would get for them or would make them feel?
So one thing you already told is watching themselves in a photo and being like, I don't even recognize myself. One thing is that, and in their daily routines, when they try to put the clothes on and they are like, how is it possible? I already changed these pants 3 times until now, and I'm still getting a larger size.
And that's also very interesting, man. Would you say that these people are, you know, people that have tried and tried and tried in the past of losing weight, but they're not able to do it? Or would you say that they're mostly people that they always like ignore it?
I think it's more of this.
Yeah. And then they're simply at that point where it's like enough.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also interesting because that's another thing that I would ask myself, because that can also be a powerful asset for marketing, which is what triggers them. What is like, why did they stay fat, for example, for 10 years and now all of a sudden it matters? Because, and this is actually something that I would ask people in the sales calls directly. It's a very personal question and that's completely okay. But I would be like, and how come you decide? Because especially if you have a conversation, you understand, for example, oh, they say, I keep on changing the size of the pants and whatnot. And it's like, and how long do you feel like this has been going on? You know, and they might say like 5 years, okay? And then it's like, and how come do you feel like now it's the time to change it? Like, what happened that you're like, now I feel like this is really too much?
It's almost, you can ask them, man. It's like, how many pair of pants do you change so far?
Yes.
And like, this is the 5th time you do it. And then it's like, why did this pair of jeans made you want to come?
Because that's usually where it gets to the core of, and this is also really powerful, like then in the sales call itself, but it's also powerful again then because it translates to the marketing of like, you can make them realize how much they've been postponing that. And so it can be like really something that you play with to get them the urgency to actually take action and finally do it by understanding what they usually struggle with before actually taking that step, you know, and so kind of reverse engineering. And again, that's also really powerful in the sales call itself, because then once they told you that and you go forward with the call and everything, even if you get objections or anything, it's like, but you told me this before. Like, it's like, this was literally the point of no returning, which is like, I don't want to experience this anymore.
Yeah. The moment you are able to do that, the cost of the program is not anymore the price tag that you put, is the cost of inaction. Because if you're able to paint exactly in the first part of the call, and your content should also do this, that's why we're talking about it. If you're able to paint exactly all the painful situation that they have to experience because they haven't changed yet, that's the cost of the program. It's not the price tag anymore.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is the fact of having to change one more time the pants, of having to look one more time at their photos and realizing that they don't like themselves, that they don't recognize themselves. That's even more powerful.
Yeah.
That's the cost of the program, right? It's not the
Yes.
price tag.
Yeah. And so what is usually the main obstacle? So let's say what they struggle with the most in losing weight, especially if like there's any of them that maybe even tried something or they're like, because of course like people would refer to somebody to help them out, but a lot of them will probably also like still try something themselves. So what is usually like, even if they try themselves, what's usually that stops them actually from being able to lose that weight?
They think that they have to. I know it's not that deep, but we will get into that
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
later. They think that they have to completely cut the carbs out of their diets, or completely cut their favorite foods,
Yeah.
their favorite sweet,
Yeah.
or their favorite drink, and because they think that it's not possible to do it without these things,
Yeah.
they never even start, or they are like, I don't want to talk to you because I know you will tell me to cut these things,
Yeah.
for example. So I know the solution, but if you really
Yeah.
knew the solution,
Yeah.
why aren't you fit? Or
Yeah.
One thing that I want to ask you, man, what is the percentage of your clients that are actually from Cyprus?
It's like 40%. I
Okay,
would say.
got it. And the rest are mostly from Greece?
Yes.
Okay. Like, with everything after this session that we're having, I want you to learn to go one step more in depth, right? Because are you realizing how much more you could know about your target? Like, you're realizing it
Yes,
right now,
yes.
right? And with everything, man, it's like, I would play into this stuff. It's like, it's not the favorite food. It's like, I know you want to keep on eating sheftalia, but you think I'm going to remove it from your diet. Like, if I'm able to connect with you on that level, that he gets it, right? It's from
Yes.
like same culture, like he knows the struggles. The more you can go specific and in depth with everything, the more they're going to relate to you.
Yeah.
So this has to do with everything from now on.
For example, even name the drink they tell you.
Yeah,
Or,
like you need to make them feel, they need to think, Michalis understands me more than I understand myself. That's what they have to go through.
Yeah. And another thing is, okay, they think they need to cut all of the carbs and all of their favorite food, but is there anything else in general that they feel like it's like, even in this case, it's like they feel like they need to cut the stuff, and you're like, well, if you know it, you could do it, but like, why don't they usually do it, or at least try doing it? Or do they try doing it and they don't succeed, maybe because they exaggerate on the other side and so they cut too much,
Yes.
or...
They exaggerate and they cannot keep up with this
Okay.
schedule.
So
Okay.
not sustainable.
Yes, and also a lot of times it's a matter of time. They don't have time.
And do they think, I know it's a classic one, do they think they need to like exercise every day? Is that a big
Yes,
thing?
and that they have to step on a treadmill,
Yeah.
and I don't have time to go 7 times in the gym and do these things.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you should play heavily into this because social media always amplifies something. Like right now you see this 22, 23, 24, even like 18 probably taking, something apart than just exercising, and they're like
Yes.
huge.
Yeah, yeah.
And people start thinking like, if I exercise, that's how people become, right? And probably they don't want to look like that, right?
Yes.
So that's with everything, man. It's like, you should almost, like with your clients, man, if you can do this session, especially if you're in a very good relationship with some of your clients, the more data you can extract from them. Like I will literally pull up 5 different body pictures of men and be like, when you start a program, who would you want to become like? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 5? Like
the classic like body fat
You know,
percentage
yeah,
thing.
the more information you can have about how these people think, that's what you're gonna use in the content, right?
Yes.
So it's super, super important. Your clients should be your best friends, man. You need to get them to know them to that
know them
point,
better, yes.
essentially.
Yeah. So then we were saying the core promise, because I mean this is literally what you were describing already. So it's basically right now this, so losing 10 to 20 kilos in 2 to 4 months. Now, of course, when it comes to this, it goes back to what we were saying. So it's like, I would try, especially at the beginning, to widen a little bit the core promise. More as in like, and again, more describing it as they describe it, because that's the main thing. It's like they probably don't describe it, like in their mind they're not, I want to lose 15 to 20 kilos in 2 to 4 months with a flexible diet. They are just like, they are a little bit more broad, a little bit more generic. So like how I would frame it would already be like, I don't know, get back your dream shape without having to go to the gym every day and without having to cut all of your favorite foods. Which is what we're saying that they actually say.
Yeah.
Because then when they read that, that makes sense to them, not the 15, 20 kilos or like 2 to 4 months and all of this, you know?
Yeah.
And so that would be the first thing when it comes especially to the offer side of things.
In general, when it comes to like, we want you to have clear next steps going outside of this session. Like we want you, we're not just like talking and then you go back to what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So you said that you used to record calls.
Yes.
Okay, go back. You can use ChatGPT. I mean, we have AI now. Life is easier, right? Like brainstorm with AI and say like, I need to have a core promise for my program, but I need to make sure that I'm using the exact words that my clients are using in the sales calls, okay? Tell me what words I should use and how I should put together the core promise of my program. You have data, man, use them. Because like one of the biggest mistakes you can use is try to guess what people are. You know, you have data, use them, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Amazing.
sweet. And what's beautiful about everything that we're doing here is I want you to, again, after this session, start thinking about content is not a way to go viral, a way to reach more people. It's a way to talk to your customers before they even become one, okay? It's your way to pre-handle the objections that they have in their mind. It's a way for me to show them that I'm just like them and that I might have the solution for them, right? You need to connect. That should be your priority. Content is a way for you to record something one time and potentially speak to millions of people, right? But you still need to make it feel for them, not for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, let's put it as a template, then actually
yeah,
go
of course,
through
exactly. So I'm specifying it here as well, and then I'll just already put it in the action steps that you're going to take afterwards.
Okay, sweet.
When it comes to the deliverables, how does exactly the program work? So what do they actually get in terms of support? Do they get a course? Do they get just a chat with you? Do they get one-on-one sessions with you? Do they get in-person session? Like how does it work exactly in terms of deliverables?
They get access to a fitness app.
Okay.
My fitness app.
Okay, cool.
And they get their custom workout plan,
Okay.
their custom diet plan, specific habits in their daily routine.
Okay. And then when it comes to the support,
chat.
let's say, okay.
Chat with me 24/7
Okay. Where's that? Personal number, WhatsApp? Is that how it...
inside the application.
Okay.
Okay.
And
And
also have some check-ins every week, and I send them also videos that are not uploaded in social media. It's only for it's like a
course material. And when it comes to the check-ins, how many are they exactly? Like how many of these one-on-one sessions do they get?
No, the check-in is actually I send them a questionnaire.
Okay. Okay.
And they answer it, and I give.
How many
feedback.
times they have to go through this check-in?
It's once per week.
Okay. When you say chat 24/7, if I text you at 4 a.m. over Wednesday, you're gonna get back to me?
No.
Okay. So chat 101, let's say.
Do you present to them as 24/7?
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure to be precise also with how you're gonna deliver this, because what I want you to start thinking, we're gonna start brainstorming it together. People want a transformation. They don't want 24/7 access to you. So if you're super confident in what you have to offer, by limiting the time that they have at their disposal with you, they're actually gonna start perceiving you as higher value. Because just imagine something. We might have that type of friend that maybe is a little bit more successful, and it's like, when you have some time with him, you're gonna value it a lot because it's always busy. He's building his business, building his legacy, right? How much more do you value the time with him, right?
Yes.
On the other hand, you have the friend that every single day texts you in the morning, I'm like, bro, I don't have nothing to do. Let's go drink, let's go party. How much less do you value time with him? Right.
Because you know that it's not scarce, it's something that you can always
Yeah.
have. And another thing that's really, really important, especially because you first described it as 24/7, and of course it's like, unless you have some kind of assistant or someone there, it's not actually 24/7. And this is like a really important thing that you will need to fix in how you present your offer. And this is crucial, it's always under promise and over deliver. So if you position it this way, it's like in their mind they can text you 24/7 and they would expect a reply. And you can't do that, you can't actually deliver on that. So they're going to be unsatisfied of the program just because of how you position it. Because again, as Brian was saying, it's like they don't necessarily need 24/7 support, but if you position it that way, now they expect it. And so this is very important. This is like setting the expectations of, and not only for this, but also for fitness when it comes to the results that they will get. You know, this is something that we also learned the hard way, and we completely changed even just how we position what results you will get from content. Because for example, content takes time. And so how we started doing it is like, instead of saying, oh yeah, I think in 2-3 months we can get you to 10,000 followers or something like that. Now we say, listen, the first month you're going to post every day and you're going to get 200 views. Because that's it. Like when you start with your personal brand, that's just the case. It's like, it's not going to get crazy views from the get-go because we need to improve, we need to actually get to the point, and we need to just like even warm up your account. Now, here's the thing. Most of the people, like probably 80-90%, get way more than those views, okay? Yes. But if we position it this way and then they get way more, guess what happens? They just like super happy. They're like, oh my God, guys, like you told me I was going to get 200 views, I'm getting 2,000. This is amazing. Like you have the best program ever. If I told them the first month we can aim at getting 5,000 views and they get 4,000, even if it's more than those 2,000 that I told you, because they had in mind the expectation of 5,000, they will be like, this is not really working.
Yes.
Because it's how you set the expectation. And so this is also really important in how you position the offer.
In our program, we say Monday to Friday, you can text us in the morning, because in the afternoon we have calls. So in the morning is when we can get back to you. Don't stress us in the weekend. On the sales call, I'm saying, let me have a life, right? And they laugh about it. And,
yes.
You know, it's all being funny. And then it's like, they text us on Sunday. It's like, guys, I know you're gonna reply on Monday. The time we reply on a Sunday, you're gonna be like, whoa, guys, thank you so much for taking the time on a weekend. That means so much, right?
They really don't appreciate my messages on the weekend, so
right,
it's amazing.
Because like
100%,
right? Because now they expect this 24/7. So it's like they text you at 3 a.m. Man, we promise you. Of course, not all other people will do that, but in their mind, that's something that they can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And they have that expectation.
Yeah.
How much does the program last? So for how long do they get access to this?
It's a 4-month program.
Okay.
And sorry, in the deliverables, I'm not seeing any calls with you. Like they don't actually get any one-on-one call.
I used to do one per month,
Okay.
but because we had the communication daily and the chat, they didn't really need to speak with me
And then in
anymore.
school.
And look, I'm a fan of this. Okay, I think it's a great thing because we were telling you before, man. Like what people are paying you money for is not feeling bad anymore and the transformation. So if you're super confident in how you present the offer, right? They won't feel like they need the call, right? And they won't feel like they need 24/7.
Yes.
Because also in their mind, when you see 24/7 support, I'm thinking, wow, I need that much support.
Yeah.
Wow, this is gonna be like
difficult
and challenging. It's gonna take a lot of my time, right?
Yeah.
But if you present it like, you can contact me from 3 to 5 p.m. Okay, on every day. I'm gonna be there. I'm active. Why not more? Because if it's more than that, it means that you're not following my directions. Like people want results. So the more you're confident and the more you're almost making it seem like you don't need that much support directly from me because my system are so dialed in, the more they're gonna be bought in. But if you do it like, yeah, man, every single time you can call me, like I'm here for you. It's like, okay, then probably I'm gonna have to do that because you know what I mean. So
So one thing that you are saying, it's absolutely correct, and it's amazing how it changed my thoughts on everything. But I kind of recognized it, but I didn't actually realize what was happening because one thing was that I was saying in the sales call that you have continued support from me every day. Continued support, and the way I say it in Greek, continued support, was like I was looking that they didn't like it. And I was okay. I will stop saying this because it doesn't sound well. Because they are also because they thought that the program will be hard, but also that we have to talk every day. I don't
There's
want to
this
talk
much
every
work.
day.
Yeah.
So they didn't even want to have. You will text me every day to. So I stopped saying that, but I was. I continued to say the 24 support.
Right.
And same thing goes for that.
No, imagine like. Now I'm just putting in a way that is super simple for everybody to understand, but it's like, if I say I'm gonna start, you're gonna start earning $10,000 a month, right? After the program, it's like, would someone value it more if I'm like, okay, we can talk every day because you're probably gonna need that, or you're gonna get 10K a month, and we always have to, we only have to talk once a month.
Yes.
Which offer do you want to go for, right?
Yes.
Right. So it's like it's the perceived level of effort that they're gonna have to put in.
Yeah.
So just by presenting your offer, you're already tweaking that.
Yeah. So another thing that I wanted to ask is the pricing of the offer. So we have that in mind as well.
It's 200 per month or 600 for the 4 months.
Okay. 400 for
6
months.
600 for 4
600.
months.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So it's like 1 free month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say.
When you present this pricing, do you say it just like that? What do you present first? How do you talk about it?
Yes, what I say is that it's 200 per month without, you are not forced to continue to the next month, so it's up to you. So you can just do 1 month, for example, or it's 600 for 4 months, which is 1 month free.
Yeah.
This is how I say it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a question. How fast does it take them usually to get results? Like to first start seeing those results in which they're like, whoa, like this is cool, I'm actually losing weight. How long does it usually take for that?
In the first week, or if someone needs some more time to go through the plan and everything, it's 2 weeks max.
Okay, in 2 weeks they start losing weight already?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. So no, I was asking that because, for example, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, I would not necessarily position an offer like that in which the results might still take a little bit of time, as like you can join 1 month and then just stop coming, because my doubt would be, do they lose enough weight in 1 month to be motivated to keep on going? But if they do lose it in a couple of weeks, then that's already...
It's good what you're saying. It's not something that I have to
The thing is this, man.
talk about.
Is exactly what we were saying before. I swear, man, people don't know what they need and what they want. Like they know the transformation that they want, but they don't know how that happens. So if you're telling me you can pay me 600 for, is it 6 or 4?
Sorry, 4 months.
Okay. You can pay me 600 for 4 months, or you can pay me 200 per month. Okay. I'm like, wait, so do I need a month or do I need 4? Like, you're the coach, man, right? You have to tell me how long exactly I'm gonna need to get to the transformation, right? So I don't even want you to present the month option anymore. Like, you need to lead with, the program is 4 months, because 4 months is exactly the time that we need to get to the transformation that you want, okay? And the program for that, the price is a one-time payment of 600. Because the duration is 4 months, that's the experience that we have to go through together to get to that point, and the price is 600. Like, you shouldn't even give them an option to pay monthly.
Exactly.
Because why would you pay monthly? There's not a door that they can go out after a month. That doesn't have to exist in their mind. Because if they think that that is an option, it means, so I don't actually need 4 months, right? So you need to present it as one experience, one transformation that lasts 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, can I add something?
Of course, man.
I was saying that in the sales call, I have to add this, that I'm saying that it's going to be 4 months because it's the time we need to see this
Beautiful.
result you
Okay.
want.
But they can split it up in
Yes.
200 a month. Okay.
And also you need 4 months it's the time you need to see the result, and also to get the actual knowledge to keep the result.
Yeah.
To not put
Yeah.
the weight back.
Yeah.
So it's either 200 per month or
Okay.
600.
But still, I would not necessarily give them the option to opt out as like after 1 month. And another thing is like, it's different when you position it as like you can also pay it monthly, or if you position it as like the program is 4 months and it's 600 for the whole program. And then if really after handling objections and after really handling the price or anything, it's like they really don't have the money, then it's like, okay, so I have another option, which would be we can split the payment throughout the months. Now there's a little bit of interest that I put on this, and the reason why, and this is also important, like how you justify that is what I see is that the people that are willing to invest this money from the get-go for the whole program are the ones that are the most committed, are the ones that also get the best results. And so to preserve my clients' success rate and make sure that all of my clients get the best results, that's why I have the program as like one single thing of 4 months for 600. And that's why I have this incentive of you can split it up, that's fine, but it's going to be 800. And again, they commit to 800, okay? It's like they pay 200 a month, but it's not like after 1 month they can quit. It's like 4 months, 200 a month, and so that they can split it if they need the financing on that side, and it's 800. So again, because sometimes also what you have is like they might be like, no, I don't have the money. If you position it that way, and it's like the commitment is still 4 months, and it will be 800 instead of 600, then they might be like, okay, let me move around some finances. I will do the 600 for 200 off, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not like 1 month and then you can quit and you just paid 200, and you don't get enough results. You're not happy. I have clients that don't get crazy transformation. That's what we really want.
Something that I'm noticing more and more on sales call, and that I started doing differently. A lot of people say it's 600 for 4 months, and once you say that price, you need to shut up. Okay, price drop. You shut up. And people would probably ask a big portion of that. So is that a one-time payment? Like, can we split it up monthly? Right? A lot of people automatically, I don't know if you're doing it right now, but they might go, yeah, what we can also do is 200 for a month for 4 months, right? And you immediately give them what they're asking for. You need to ask them why. Why are they asking that? So the price is 600 for 4 months. Can we split it up? Let's say,
Why are you asking?
divide it in 4. Why is that? Why do you want to split it up, right? And the majority of the time they're gonna say like, oh, just because, you know, it would be easier, right? It's easier if we split it monthly, right? They say that, like, especially with these prices, man, and we're gonna talk about it in a second, but it's very hard that they're gonna say like, I don't have 600 right now, right? You're not in that position where you're charging 6,000, right? If someone wants a change, it might have like 600 to the side, right? So many times they're gonna say like, oh, it will be just a little bit easier for me, right? And you know what you have to say there? You see, that's the problem, man. You're looking for the easy solution. And that's what got you to this point where you're overweight and you never changed. You know why I say one-time payment? Because that's what actually will make you committed to actually change your life and lose that weight and finally doing the thing that you've been pushing for 6 years now. You tie it back to their identity. The reason why you're asking me to split it up monthly is the reason why you're still fat. And you pause and you tell them this, man. And I know it's gonna hurt them, but they're gonna see you finally as someone that can get them to that point. Because they've always looked for the easy solution their entire time, and that's why they look the way they look. Right?
Yes.
Now, one thing that I do want to ask, and this really ties back to the next steps, is what do you feel like is the main bottleneck right now? In the sense of like, first of all, is it the fulfillment or is it getting more clients? Like, are you good on the fulfillment side? Like, you can handle all of the clients okay or like easily? Or is it like too many clients? Or is it I need more clients and I don't know how to get more clients?
Yes.
Getting more clients. Okay. So for that, I don't know if you like pulling up your Instagram or like how much you track data, if you have some numbers when it comes to this, what would be really interesting to me, and this is crucial if you're not doing it already, is trying to take a look also at the exact numbers of, like, for example, last month of what I was writing down right now. So for example, how many leads you got, how many conversations you opened, how many replies you got, how many book calls you got, how many showed up, and how many you actually closed. Because, and again, it's like, I don't know, are you tracking data right now? Like, are you tracking all of these numbers? No. Okay, cool. That you need to start doing it 100%. Because the thing is this. First of all, it gives you clarity for yourself to understand where the actual problem of the business is, but most importantly, somebody external that has more experience can immediately pinpoint the bottleneck of your business. Because, for example, and I had like crazy conversation about this. I literally had this experience that still feels surreal every now and then, or whenever I talk about it. I was talking to a client, and this client was like, oh, I feel like I really need more leads. Like, I don't know, I'm not really getting sales. I don't know what's happening. Like, I probably just need more people to go through my content or like to comment on my stuff and all of these things. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's look at the data. Like, and this person was actually tracking, so we could pull up a spreadsheet and we could look at that. And I was like, cool. In the last 2 weeks, how many calls did you have? And it was like, I don't know, 20 calls. Okay, cool. How many of those did you close? And this person was looking at it, and they actually had a closer, so somebody else that was closing for them, and it was like, well, 0. I was like, do you really think your problem is getting more leads and more book calls? Or is it maybe that you need to talk to the closer and figure out what the fuck is going on, you know? And so looking at data is really, really important, and having these numbers, because, and now we're also going to go through your profile and also going to see from there, like, how exactly you're operating. So if you're actually trying to maximize enough, like the leads that you're already getting, because your profile is not at 0, like I was already looking at that. And so my concern is if you're not tracking data, you might not know exactly what the actual bottleneck is. And so, for example, you assume that it's leads and that you need more leads, but we don't know for a fact. And again, now we're going to actually find out. So it's really important that you start doing this. I can send you, we have a tracker that we use for all this stuff. It's like super simple. It's like a table that also gives you that way the percentages. So you have the conversion rate from one step to the other, in which you can just put in how many leads you got this week. And we usually do it weekly, so that we just like do a check at the end of the week, and we track everything in that sense. And then we also can look at the overall month. And it's like, how many leads did I get? From those, how many conversations did I open? And so that's already like a percentage that you can have, like the percentage of leads to conversations open. And then of the conversation that I opened, so the people that I messaged, how many replied, and so the reply rate, I can see that. And all of these have industry benchmarks, so they have numbers that once again, you have somebody, for example, that has a little bit more experience, they can tell you if that number looks good or not. And so, for example, I might look at that and I might be like, you actually have enough leads, you're messaging enough people, it's just like none of them are replying because you're sending probably the wrong message, okay? And then that's when fixing it becomes super easy. And sometimes that might literally mean doubling the business, because it's like, let's say a good response rate is 30%, 40%, okay? If we look at it and we're like, 5% of the people are replying, 10% of the people are replying, we're like, boom, let's fix the opener. You get twice the amount of conversation, twice the amount of book calls, and twice the business, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, let me ask you something, man. Do you ask your client to weight themselves?
Yes.
Yeah. To lose weight. You want to make more money, but you're not tracking the things. You want to lose more weight, but you're not weighting yourself. Same exact thing, man. It's
like you don't even know if you're losing weight if you're not measuring this stuff, okay? And so it's like for business, even more, and the same for them actually, because they will be tracking their calories, they will be tracking like the inputs, and then of course they measure also the output. But the output is tied back to also them making sure that they measure all of their food, that they do the right reps, and all of this, you know, the customized program that you actually prepare.
So go through this. We're gonna send you the exact form that we use. Go through this and then send it to us.
Yeah.
Because after that, we're gonna be able to pinpoint exactly what is the problem that we have to fix.
Yeah.
And one last thing before we get to the content. Why 600? The price?
I tried, it was like because this is what they told me in a course I did.
Okay.
And it was like $297 per month. and it's like 245 euros. I tried this with an offer of like 995 per 4 months and 245 per month. Of course, it was when I started, and maybe that was the reason I didn't close. But after I did it like 200 and 600, the price wasn't really an. If it was someone who doesn't have any money, okay. But
Yeah, of course.
mainly it was. It's okay.
Again, man, it's like the problem that I see here is you give me a response, but it's not a logical one. It's not like 600s because I tested multiple price points and this is the sweet spot for my close rate. So we need to have this information. We need to have the percentage of close rate. And based on how high or low that is, we need to fix the pricing, okay? Because you might be selling for 600 right now. Do you know, I'm not asking like in 67 or 32, but do you know out of 10 calls, how many would you close as of right now?
In 10 calls?
Yeah.
I think 5.
Okay.
Okay, so
that means
50% close rate.
You can play a little bit more, and we have to figure it out. That's why I love to analyze sales calls and what comes before the content, because many times it's not. The pricing is a big part of it, but it's also what you should do before. But if it's a 50%, I'd rather prefer you go a 40, and maybe you see that by charging literally double, maybe it goes only down by 10%.
Okay.
Right? You don't know until you don't test it,
Yeah.
right? But if you build enough emotion in the call and you pre-handle all these objections in the content, 600 to finally get the body of their dreams is not a big price.
Yeah, man, like straight up when
right?
it comes to this was still also my first thought process. Of course, we first wanted to handle and make you understand how we position the pricing, but it's like 600 is nothing. 600 is nothing. And it's like another thing is, and this you will learn, especially if we start working on this and increasing the price over time, it's like oftentimes how you price your service determines how people see it in terms of quality. How you price your service oftentimes determines how it's perceived by people. And so here's the thing, if everybody sells this kind of fitness transformation for 600, if your program is 1,500 instead of 600, so 1,500 euros, let's say, they will be like, why is it twice as expensive? Most likely it's because, like in their mind, usually people just tend to justify the price. It's like, most likely it's because he has like twice the chances of actually getting me the result, okay? And so this is really important, like we're going to definitely work on the pricing as well. Because again, it's like in the grand scheme of things, like there's people that do this very same stuff for fitness as you and that charge 5,000 probably for the same kind of program. So it's like, that's a big stretch, you know, like, and we also had this same limiting belief when we first started, which is like, who can afford this kind of stuff? And it's like, I can't sell it for this much money, but I promise you, we started with our program that it was 10 times less than what it is now in terms of pricing. So that would mean literally, for example, in 1 year from now, with the right approach, with improving also your sales skills and everything and the positioning, 6K. You could be charging 6K. And that's possible. And I know right now it might be like, what the fuck, 6K? Like that's impossible. Like I can't even get people to, which by the way, it's like 50% of close rate is really good already.
Yeah. Especially, there's a lot of stuff that we can better in the sales process, right?
So since there's already like a lot of stuff that we immediately see, even just by how you position the pricing, that we could improve. 50% close rate, like industry standard is approximately 30%. So 50% with stuff that we can improve on the sales, means that we can probably get it, you know, to 70%. And when you get it to the point in which you can so easily close people, you increase the price. And as Brian was saying, because sometimes it's like you double the price and maybe the close rate goes down by 20%. If you do the math, you are just working with less client, you're still making more money, and you just balance that out, okay?
Yeah.
So.
And less clients.
Yes, exactly. That's the other thing.
And the other thing, man, that you're gonna learn is, when you increase the price, especially by 10 times more, you're not gonna talk to the same people as before. If you charge 10K for an offer and if you charge 1K, the people that buy the 10K will not be the same one that buy the 1K.
Yeah.
You're simply speaking to other people, right? And someone that is able to pay you $6,000 for a transformation is someone that values your time, but also values themselves, and they're in a position where they can afford that, right? So many times you're going to notice that by changing the price, increasing it a lot, it's not like you're making it harder for the people here. You're simply targeting someone that is in let's say next stage of their life, essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe you have to change the positioning in the content.
100%.
also.
Man.
Yeah.
That has to do with it, but it's like you always gonna attract someone that is similar to you. So it's always a consequence. You charge 6K instead of 600, probably gonna make a little bit more money. So the type of experiences that you're gonna live are gonna be different. The people that you hang out with might also be different. So it's like, at the end of the day, you're always gonna attract who you are, right? People similar to you. So I also want you to understand that by the time you're gonna evolve to that point, you're also gonna start naturally attract people that are like you. So probably on the next stage of their life, right?
And
It goes hand in hand.
like you would be surprised. We literally have multiple people in our program that are literally, you will see them. They are also today at the event. 2 guys that do content. Why do you think that 2 guys that do content choose to join our program? Because we are 2 guys that do content. It's literally us. It's literally us. They see themselves in us, and this is so true, 100% true. Yeah. So that's also another point to keep in mind. Now, what I will want to go through is the profile, the content, and that situation as well. So let me pull up your profile here. So you mentioned, and this is also something that I immediately wanted to understand, you mentioned that you feel like you're missing leads, like you don't have enough leads, okay? Right now, let me see the content, okay? How are you getting sales exactly? Like, do people just go on your profile, click the link in bio, and they book a call? Do you actually have a conversation in the DMs with people? Do you message them actively?
Right now, I'm messaging with them actively.
Okay.
I have an assistant to do that.
Okay.
I'm telling them to send me a word.
Okay.
Like send me the word. For example, change.
Yeah.
It's okay in Greek. And or go to the link in my bio.
Okay.
And schedule.
So how they open up a conversation, so how you would actually start talking to them, is it just if they send you this word?
If they send me the word, it would be like, hello, Michalis, good job for asking for help. It's the first step to succeed to your goal. What's your main goal right now?
Okay, got you. And out of all of these people that follow you, so these 14,000 followers, and in general also the ones that consume your content, do you open up your self-conversation with these people? Like you go there and you message someone even if they never messaged you first?
Yes.
So you also go and open conversation yourself, or for example from your followers and people like that, even if they don't message you the word?
Yes.
Okay. And when it comes to that, how are you doing it exactly? Like what is, let's say, the opening message that you usually send? What is the criteria? Like how do you go about it? Like you would have to do this today and you have to like start messaging new leads. How do you do it?
I will tell you what is happening right now. Right now, I actually got a bit viral and I got like 3,000 followers in the last few weeks.
Okay.
And it's the exact time that ManyChat announced that you can send a message to your new followers.
Okay.
So all of these followers I got an ebook from me. And what we are doing right now is asking if they like the ebook. After that, what's your goal? What's the main struggle?
Got you. So here's the thing. That's not a bad approach. At least like you're doing something when it comes to that side. Now there are a couple of things to keep in mind. One is the fact that we personally, for example, in that sense, don't use automations to directly message people as soon as they follow us. But just because it's like what we've seen is like they become way less responsive because they know it's an automated message. And so it's like, if you message them again, how likely is it that they are going to actually reply and they don't just think that it's an automated message or like something,
You have to test this.
Exactly. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, how do you know that they actually just want a free ebook and they don't want just directly pay you and have the transformation? So that's That's really important, because the thing is this, maybe there's the person that just has the money and doesn't have the time, and you send them the free ebook and it's like they don't even look at it, and so they don't get nurtured anyway. And if you just actually try to open up a conversation with them directly instead of just sending them this ebook, and also another thing is like I would not do it automated, because again, it's like if you follow and immediately right after you get a message, like, you know, it's an automation. Whereas if you follow and let's say 20 minutes after or like 30 minutes after somebody messages you, then you're actually more likely to reply, because it's more likely that it's not an automation, it's actually someone on the other side. And the thing again is like, the main idea is I would have a conversation with them to understand their situation and see how you can help them. It's somebody that doesn't have any money and they just came to your profile, they don't trust you or anything. Cool, we can send them the ebook, the free ebook, but maybe it's not the case. Maybe it's somebody that saw you and they are already like, I see the result that you showed in this video, I really want to get it. Why sending them this free ebook and not having them on a call in which you could potentially close them? Okay? So that's one of the first things when it comes to the lead generation side of things. And another thing is like, are your messages just the followers or also the people in general that interact with the content, with the stories?
Right now, no, because we had a lot of new followers.
Okay.
And the guy also I got in, it's a bit new, so he's trying to learn it.
Yeah.
And I'm giving him feedback.
I want you to start tracking every single thing, but more importantly, seeing as an opportunity to get to know your audience more and more. Even right now, you automated this process of the following, okay? I would start automating when I know exactly what message to send them and exactly what they're looking for. But you're not at that point yet, right? So what I would do is, I'd rather train the person that you're working on now to only reach out to the people that look qualified, that could work with you, and really test that opening message and understand exactly what they resonate with. And more importantly, having an active conversation with this guy that you just hired. Why? Because for us, the most important asset that we have for our content is having conversation with our sales team. Yeah. Because it's our appointment setters that tell us, guys, I'm seeing this and this and this is happening in the DMs. They think they need too much time for content. They think they need this. They think they can do this. That is what tells us what to create content about. So if you completely automate that side of things, you don't know what's going on here, right? And for that reason, you don't know, again, what these people are thinking, what these people need. When they reach out to you, what are they looking for? So rather than automating the process, we want to automate something when the system is dialed in. But we can fix a lot of stuff still, right? So really focus on having your hands on the process still, because that's going to be such an investment for you to make better content and attract more of the people that you want to reach.
Amazing.
Yeah. When it comes to the stories, so I'm assuming like this is a little bit about you. So this is like explaining who you are, what you do. This
testimonials.
The results, testimonials. Yeah. Okay. This is about the app. I'm
yes,
assuming.
and messages I got from the clients.
Okay, cool.
Before and after.
I mean, you have a ton of transformations.
Yes.
Yes.
How many people?
I have.
I think it's a ton, man.
I have a lot of transformations.
Do you film video testimonials with them too?
No.
Okay.
We found another gold mine right there. Okay.
So people don't relate just to a picture. Like they're gonna see the before and after. But if I want to invest with you, if I want to invest in you, I want to be able to see the kind of relationship that you were able to build with the client. I want to be able to see how you think and how you talk to them, right? Why are we recording this video in the first place? Because people that are thinking of working with us.
How I contact you in the first place? I saw the other guy. Who
Exactly,
did this.
exactly. Man. So people can actually see how we coach and how we think about stuff. So what does a picture really tell them? Yes, you can get them results, but how will we work together?
And again, not only that, but it's also how did they feel in this transformation? Because here's the thing, if I have, for example, 40 case studies, and I can just even create testimonials of 20 of them, and they are all also maybe very similar, so they have very similar common traits. It's like, imagine, I don't know, like somebody that works an office job that is tired of changing their pants every single time and whatnot, and this has been going on for 6 months, let's say, and I see a testimonial or somebody that works an office job that literally says, I was tired of changing my pants every day, and that I've been going on with 6 months for this thing until I met you. Like, they are going to be, that's literally me. So he already helped me. He can 100% help me. Whereas like the photo of the before and after, sure, they would tell them and it will show them he can get results to people, but it will not resonate with them on such a deep level. And again, it goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of how you also communicate your offer and how you also do the sales process, which is communicating the transformation and what they feel going through this transformation.
Man, it's not the fact that they don't have to buy a new pair of pants, is so they can stop feeling that way the next time they try to wear them on. So it's like, if I see the picture, in my mind, I could be thinking, okay, I can see he got more muscles, but is he feeling different now? Because that's what they want. Like, they think they want the flat stomach, but what they really want is how is that gonna make them feel, right? So if we're not showing the relationship that you have with these people, you're not gonna be able to portray that as an asset that you can use in your marketing, right? Because the first question that you should ask in a client testimonial is not actually, how much kilos did you lose? It should be, how does it feel, man? How does it feel to finally have the body that you wanted it for 5 years? And that's the kind of question that makes you sell more.
Yeah.
It's not the, 7.2 kilos. Amazing, man. Like, what the fuck is 7.2, right?
Yeah.
The other guy doesn't even know how many kilos.
Yes,
Bro,
exactly. We go back to that.
They had to look it up because they don't give a fuck about the kilos, man. They care about how do they feel now, right? And that's what someone that is looking to work with you, they're thinking about. How am I gonna feel after I work with Michalis for 4 months and I finally become the version that I want to become?
Yeah. And the other thing is also that can go back to pre-handling potentially any of these objections as well, or like any of these doubts that they have. For example, somebody might see this, might say, okay, you're good at fitness, you can get results to people, but they might assume I have to give up all of my favorite foods. Okay, cool. You have the testimonial in which the guy says, the main thing was like, before working with you, I thought that I really had to give up all of my favorite foods, and I got these crazy results and I didn't even have to do that. Like, I could still eat this, and that. Now the person is like, cool, I want to book a call now with him. Because again, it's like, if you don't tackle these things, and you can tackle them also in your content 100% of like talking about how you don't really need to give up on your favorite food. But it's like, if you show that person, that's your client, going through that realization that they actually didn't need to give up their favorite food, then they're going to be like, okay, cool, then I can actually do it too. Because that's what I was worried about.
Like, man, I want you to learn the art of putting yourself from an outside perspective. We're so used to seeing this as our personal brand, like this is your personal brand, this is who you are, right? And you don't look at the content from an outside perspective, which is what your client has to do, right? They're not you, of course. So I want you to start thinking about these things and asking you this question. It's like, if I would want to work with Michalis, or I'm even considering, right? Would seeing a video where he talks to 20 minutes with the clients and they can like tell them about how they felt working with him, and I can know exactly the process that they've gone through, would it convince me more than seeing a before and after picture? Probably yes, right? You need to put yourself in their mind. What exactly do they need to look at and watch for them to think, Michalis is the guy for me?
Yes.
Because another thing is like, that's so much more powerful than this, you know? Like this, and of course I'm sure, like if I put the audio on and everything, I'll
it's
listen.
already
It's like,
better
it's
than
cool.
the photos.
Yes, exactly.
This one is already
It's better than the photos in that sense.
Yes,
but
he's
still, it's
saying
like,
that he's losing weight without.
yeah,
Beautiful.
Yes.
So that's cool in that sense, exactly.
But associating a face to it would be so much more
like
powerful.
if I had here instead like you and this person talking about this, it would be much more powerful, of course.
And also, man, you have 40% of your clients in Cyprus. And Cyprus is, you can get from one side to the other in 3 hours. Meet these guys.
Yes.
Film these things
Film
in
in person. Like, imagine this whole conversation, but we're in a Google Meet like this. How much less powerful would it be? Like, we're here, like, right? And it's like people can see the real connection that we have with the people that we work with. So, brother, 40% of your clients are in Cyprus. Cyprus is a super small island. Go to these people. Show how you all interact together. How you guys not only how not only you help them, but you also became friends in the process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's what people buy into, right? They're buying into you.
As
right?
a coach.
As a coach, man.
And then another thing that goes back to also the messaging of people is, as I was saying, like actively messaging people, not with the automation. Like that's our approach, and we're going to talk a little bit better about this also in the event tomorrow probably. So again, I'm going to send you the recording for that. Then we have like the full breakdown of that part of like also the numbers to look at. But it's like the approach should be 50 to 100 new conversations per day that you open up, but like actively. So it's like people that interact with your content, people that start following you, and again, as Brian was saying, already pre-selecting who seems to be qualified. It's like we don't send messages to everybody randomly, like everybody that follows us, because it's like we know already that maybe 80% of them are not qualified, are not the actual people that we know we will work with, okay? Yeah. And so instructing this person that have access to your Instagram, which in this case will be your appointment setter, to just have this process in mind of like they have a task also, and again, it goes back to numbers and data. It's like inputs, and it's like every day their daily goal, for example, is they need to go through these profiles that start interacting with you or that just started following you, select 50 people that seem, at least like from a first perspective, to be qualified for what you actually do and what you can help them with, and open up conversation with them.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask you something, man. If I scroll even to the bottom, 2,000 of this post, am I gonna see even one video with you and a client?
I have one pinned.
Okay.
Pinned in the main page.
Okay.
And I have also another one which...
This one right here.
Yes.
Beautiful, man. I want you to do more of this because it's
Yeah.
like, just think about this. You have 2,214 posts out. You're selling access to your clients and you're selling the relationship with them. Out of 2,214 posts, I can see you one time with a client. Think about that.
Yes.
It's like...
They don't know what I'm doing.
You're selling a product, but you're not showing the product.
Yes. It's true.
Right? And this is something that so many coaches mess up. It's like they're trying to sell their coaching, but people do not see them coach ever before buying into them.
It's true.
Right? You're literally selling access to you, and they can see you in one video of the 2,214 posts where you actually are doing your job. Just think about that for a second, right? And again, that external perspective that I was telling you about. I wouldn't like that if I would have to invest in you. Like, wait, so he has one client? That's the only time that I saw it with this guy. Does he have others? Are the pictures real? Did it take... it's like all of these things. Man, if someone has been like waiting for 5 years to lose their weight, the one excuse that they can think of to not start, they're gonna use that, right? So you need to become bulletproof, right? Like I would have retreat in Cyprus, all of your clients, man. And it's like, you sit down with them, it's like, brother, come here. I know you don't want to do it. Please pull up the picture before we started working together. Show it the camera. Nah, man, I don't want to. Like those relationships you need to show, man. Because if I'm from Cyprus and I want to lose weight, man, I want to be at that next retreat. I want to be with Michalis. That's what I'm investing in.
Yeah.
Right?
Amazing.
So that would be actually, since like if we want to go a little bit more into the specifics of the content, the bottom of funnel content. So the idea is this, like your content is basically like a funnel. So it's like you have more people that you attract on the top part, and this is basically like your viral videos fundamentally. And it's like the videos that you use to just attract more eyeballs on your profile. But then you also have this, let's say, middle of funnel and bottom of funnel, which is videos that get seen by less people, but they are much more likely to then also convert at the end of this journey. And so these are like, for example, the client interviews in person, but another thing would be, for example, showing you coaching live somebody, or building a meal plan for somebody live. And so again, that goes back to what Brian was saying, like people can already see what it looks like to be on the other side of paying you that money. Okay, so that's already an example of something that you could do when it comes
and brother,
to...
be creative with it. Like, I want you to start thinking about the fact that you're in Cyprus and 40% of your clients are from Cyprus as your biggest asset. You know what I would do, man? I would film a YouTube video in a funny way where you're your client and it's like, all right, man, today you cook for me, okay? At lunch, what would you cook yourself, right? And they start doing some crazy, they put like 4 tablespoons of oil. It's like, oh, bro, what are you doing? Like, you can have fun with this, man. Like, be creative, have fun, but like realize that the biggest thing that people are investing in is they're investing in you and the relationship they're gonna build with you. So if they can see so many examples of you having fun with your clients and helping your clients, bro, you're gonna have an advantage over everybody else because everybody can do it. These are the 3 workouts you have to do at home if you wanna, lose 10 kilograms of fat. They can see this from 100 people, okay? But how many are showing them hanging out with their clients, having a nice relationship and showing the transformation? We can probably count them on, finger of our hand.
Yes.
Literally, right? So you need to start to understand what is your biggest leverage right here. And I want you to start thinking, I live in an island and 40% of the people that I help live in the same island as your biggest asset. Because nobody's doing this. Nobody.
Now,
right?
When it comes to the content, especially more of like the viral ones, let's say, how do you, what does your process look like right now when it comes to, let's say, deciding what you're going to feel, like deciding your content ideas, like finding your content ideas? Like how do you usually find the content idea for your videos? Like do you just sit down and script a video or is it
no,
like...
I first trying to find the hooks.
Okay.
Maybe find other videos that my videos that did well,
Okay.
or from others who did well.
Okay.
Also, of course, I'm trying to throw my own spin in the
of
video.
Okay.
And this is the way. And also after that, I do some that doesn't go that viral, but it's more for convention, let's say, or challenge them a little bit, or talk about these beliefs they have about the food and everything and the workout.
Let me tell you something, man. Can I do one thing?
Yeah.
You have 2,000 posts, okay? I want you to stop for a moment looking outside, and I want you to do this instead. You're gonna download this Chrome extension. It's called StoreFeed, okay? And you're gonna take your 100, even 200 latest videos that you posted, and you're gonna order them by views. Why? Because you did this already for 2,000 reels. You've tested a lot of different angles. The one thing that is gonna separate you from all the other ones, again, is knowing your audience better than everybody else. So you already tested 2,000 different ideas. Instead of looking outside, look inside, okay? Look what your audience is telling you. They love this video, they love this video, they love this video. You can literally see in order what are the exact marketing angles that they resonated with the most. And you gotta double down on these, man.
100%.
Because your audience is telling you, we want more of this stuff. This is the Michalis that we like.
Yeah, like also, for example, let me ask you a question. Of, say, this video that I pick at random, how many times did you do it? Like how many times did you talk, for example, about the same topic or you try to replicate a similar video? Like
One.
if I pick...
Right.
Exactly. Cool. It's like, this is probably like, especially if you look at your average views, it's probably, I don't know, like 2,000, 3,000 views on average, something like that. This is like
30x.
like 30 times your average views. I would do like 20 different versions of that.
You do it until it stops working. And it's like, I want you to install this because, okay, now you filter them, you know exactly what your people like, beautiful. I click here, I already have the transcription of the video, okay? And then you can reverse engineer what made it work, okay? So you can copy the transcript and right now you have exactly what you said in a text, okay?
Is this available or is this something you...
No, it's available for...
It's an extension that you
It's
can
an
install.
extension,
It's
store
like 20
feed, it's a
bucks
Chrome
cost.
extension.
Okay.
It's called $30, one time you have it forever, okay? It's worth it,
really?
right? So write it down, store feed. So you use this and then it's like you can start reverse engineer what is this video, what did you do differently than the one where you got 2,000 views instead? And you start analyzing both the visual aspect of things and both what you actually said.
Yeah.
And you reverse engineer why did people like this video more than the other ones, okay?
So for example, was it maybe the fact that you were on the table with a bunch of different things of, I don't know, supplements or whatnot, and you were talking. And so I would try to do other videos in which you have a similar situation. So in the table with a bunch of these things. Or was it the hook? So I would try to say the same hook, literally, but in another context. So maybe not at the table. And see if that performs, again, you know now that it's the hook. And so from there, I would actually, again, try to split test. It's like the hook is something very specific. So what were you saying, let's say in this one specifically?
Όσο μιλάμε, η τεστοστερόνη σου πέφτει και ούτε καν το καταλαβαίνει. Κουράζεσαι.
What was the topic of the video?
That as your age goes by, your testosterone levels drop.
Okay, cool, perfect. I would talk about testosterone, I would talk about how in general your health, how your fitness changes with age and all of these things, because there might be a lot of interest around this topic if this video performs so well. And so you see how we think about it, which is like we take one content idea that already perform, which by the way, that's the thing. It's like if it already performed with your audience, that's the one that has the highest chances of performing again, even more than viral videos of other people. Because if you already had viral videos, and these are like crazy outliers, because again, you get 2,000, 3,000 views, these are like 60,000 views. So it's like tons of like multipliers more than your average views. Then like it's so much likely that this will perform again if you just test out and find what that was working again. And so it's like, in this case, probably I can like already estimate. It's like if that stuff on the table doesn't have much to do with the topic, maybe it wasn't really the stuff on the table. But I will still test it out. It's like test the format on the table with some physical objects, then test the same exact hook in a different context, and that you can do in a bunch of different contexts. So that can already be like 3, 4, 5 videos. Test talking about the same topic but with different hooks. So for example, maybe here is like, as you age, your testosterone goes down and because of this you lose muscle. I will try to redo it as like, did you know that your testosterone is absolutely at zero because you're just growing old, but you can actually reverse this process if you do X and Y, whatever. And so it's like repackage it, not necessarily the same hook, but the same topic that you're talking about, because that might be what attracted so much interest from people.
Because the thing, man, is like a lot of people don't realize this, but those 14,000.6 followers that you have, they come from a 10, 20% of the piece of content that you create. It's a classic 80-20 rule. 80% of your followers come from 20% of the content you created, right? Because when you get 400,000 views on a piece of content, that is gonna attract thousands of followers. So just think about how important this is. You can literally, and if you go on your Instagram, you can filter your latest 30, 60, 90 reels by how many followers they got you, okay? And you can literally see, this video brought me 4,000 new followers. What did I do differently here? And if this video brought me 4,000 new followers and I was speaking about this specific topic, probably these 4,000 people that just follow me, if I speak about it again, they're gonna be interested again. So you're literally playing with the data that the algorithm is giving you. You're understanding exactly what your audience wants and you're giving them more of that.
Yeah.
It's like, see yourself as, I always like to do it as an example, see yourself as Netflix, as a platform. Imagine you have the possibility of creating the first episodes of 20 different series. What someone would do, what Netflix would do, is would see exactly the data of every single first episode of these 20 different series, and the one that performed the best, they would create a series about it, right? It seems logical, right?
Yes.
But you're not doing it.
And another
Right?
thing is like this is just like I picked the other mega viral video that you have, 400,000. It's on the table with a bunch of stuff there.
Yeah.
So it's like, that already tells me something. Again, it's like, I would definitely test out
And
more.
it's not
Yeah.
even a month ago that you created this.
Yes, this is the one.
This is the one that brought thousands of
yes.
followers. All right. Did you create another version of this one?
Yes.
Okay.
And
You
it
did.
did well again.
Right.
See, it's like, we know something about content apparently.
Did you do a third?
I think I did like 2-3 times.
Okay. Until it's an outlier. Even if you do it one time, you get 400,000 followers, and the next time you got 200,000 or 100,000, man, it's still like a 20x for you.
Yes.
So until it stops being an outlier, you keep on using that.
Okay.
So yeah, let's actually start filling out this document a little bit.
So doubling down
down your
the
best performers, right? Because again, man, you have 2,000 reels out. I want you to start like, you know, another mindset shift that I want you to go through. Everything that you think is a liability, something almost negative, I want you to reverse it and start using it as a positive. Oh, I posted 2,000 times and I only have 14,000 followers. Okay, you have 2,000 posts to analyze. I live in an island, right? Okay, I can reach out all of my clients and film in person with them. Brother, every single liability that you have can become an asset. I was talking to one of our clients, Alex, the other day, and he was like, man, I make so much money with my business model, but it's so boring. It's so boring. I'm like, perfect. This business model is the most boring ever, but it makes me $300,000 a month. Use it as a liability. Use it as an asset. Use it as something that can convert more sales. right?
Yes.
So you have 2,000 posts, right? You're not 100,000 followers. Beautiful. Let's study what performed best in those 2,000. Let's do more of that. You don't need more testing. You need to double down on what works so far. That's what you're missing in your top of funnel, right?
Yeah.
And then we already talked about middle of funnel and bottom of funnel. You're on super small island with your clients. Show yourself building live plans for your clients. Like we're doing right now, you would do it for a client of yours, okay? So what's the problem right now? What's the problem with your diet? What you're not liking? Man, every single one tells me I need to stop eating sheftalia. Well, you don't have to. You know why? Because you think this is the problem, but it's this. And you show them live,
Yes.
right? And people are like, wow, this guy's so good at like speaking to his clients and understanding their problems. I want to work with him. So that's what you got to show more of.
Yes, it's really sad that they send me some good things or we have a good moment and I only see it me and my
exactly.
client.
Right. Exactly.
with this
Exactly.
sometime.
You know what's the best? If someone would have a limited amount of money for their content, you know the one thing that we would let them do? Hire a videographer that follows them everywhere in their life. Right?
Yes.
Because how much piece of content would that give you, right? But you need to be smart about it. So you cannot have someone that lives with you 24/7. Okay, beautiful. Organize this moment. Did we prepare anything before this moment?
No.
Right. I think we still have some very good content out of this, right? So if you cannot have someone with you 24/7 when these things happen, create an environment when these things naturally happen. Okay, so that's going to be your middle funnel. And bottom of funnel, we already talked about it. It's
It's his chance to show me his work.
right, exactly. And your client interviews instead, film them in person, and that's going to be the biggest bottom of funnel content for you, the one that will bring you the most sales. Now, something that I want you to start doing with your testimonials. Remember when I told you the biggest question and the strongest question that you can ask at first is like, how does it feel, man? Right? You need to focusing on them and their emotions. So something that a lot of people mess up in the testimonials, you know what it is they make it about themselves. I'm interviewing you, okay, after this, let's say we start working together, you make a lot of money and a lot of views. Imagine I start the conversation and be like, hey Michalis, how was it working with me, man?
Yes.
Like, bro, that's so self-oriented. Like, you think that when someone looking at your testimonial, they're not looking at me, they're looking at you because they're seeing themselves in your shoes. So if you ask them, so how does it feel, man, to finally have the body of your dreams? And he's so good, man. It's like, and he starts telling you all these things. He's selling for you. You don't have to sell yourself. He's selling for you, right? So when you do this bottom of funnel client interviews, focus on the person, okay? And there's someone, I'm gonna send you his profile. Actually, can we pull it up? Start a story, 1 second.
Yeah.
There's this guy on YouTube. Look at this. He's an expert in building AI apps, okay? Making money with it. Look at this. I vibe coded 20K a month mobile app in 14 days. And you see all these videos. Every single person is different, right? Because he's not making a video with his face. He's making a video with the people, the protagonists, okay? And he's making about them. Rather, 50% of these people are actually his clients. So he's doing a client interview because here in the middle, you can see that he's interviewing them, but he's making it about the person.
It's almost like a podcast.
It's a podcast, so you can have fun with it. Now I have this sheftalia in mind. I'm sorry, I'm probably being racist right now. No, I'm kidding. But it's like, I would do it, I built the dream of my body eating sheftalia every day, right? And you made these like YouTube videos or, eating whatever every day. And it's like, I'm like, what? How did this guy do this? And I click, and then it's an actual client interview, but you make it about the person that you help, not about yourself. Right? And this is how you can create bottom of funnel content that actually performs, brother. Because getting 173,000 views on a client interview, that's so powerful. 173,000 people is seeing this guy, helping in this guy, making this money. But the way it works so well, because it packaged in a way where it's about the guy, it's not about the coach.
Yes.
Right? So this is super important for your bottom of funnel.
All right, amazing. So I already wrote down pretty much everything in terms of the steps. So as we were saying, fixing the offer. So feed it to ChatGPT with all of the sales calls and ask exactly how people describe what they want to achieve. That's really, really important in terms of how we are actually going to frame the offer. track data. That's like actually the number one probably, because the thing is, we can only help you so far if we don't actually know what's going on in the business. So we need to have numbers, because again, we don't know. Like it might be like, again, the close rate was approximately the only one that we could extrapolate. It's like, I can already tell you from that, it's like, cool, like closing, you're already doing pretty good. And it's like, we fix a couple of things as well in the sales. That's already really, really high. And so that already tells me as a data that I can increase the price. So that's already really powerful in that sense. And then stop automated messages on follow, have the setter manually message just qualified people, 50 per day, and test openers. And we're going to talk about openers as well. We're going to talk about it in the event specifically. So we're going to then send you also the recording about that. Double down on content that's working for the top of funnel, as we said. And I also describe it a little bit better here. So test formats, example, table with objects, same hook in different contexts, same topic with different hook, same topic with different format. And film client interviews and live plan breakdown for the middle of funnel and bottom of funnel.
Mm-hmm.
So how was it?
It was amazing. Really.
Love it, man.
It's mind-shifting because I consider myself someone who already knows a lot of things, but because that's why I'm here, I'm always trying to get better. And I really learned so many things that I really didn't realize, because you are so focused on what you do, but
100%.
you don't do the outside thing.
100%.
And this helped me a lot.
And I love this, man, because someone like you that understands, okay, I know a lot, but there's certain people that know more than me in this specific thing. These are the kind of people that always at the end of the day make more money, are more successful, because they understand that when time is needed, just as your clients, they need to seek that advice and that help to finally get to the transformation.
You never finish learning. There's always a next step. And even if you feel like you know a lot, as you were saying, oftentimes it's just like you're so into the business that you don't realize, and you need that external perspective to be able to understand and pinpoint what you actually need to be doing.
Yeah. So are the next steps clear? And can you see how these are going to impact your business and your personal brand?
Yes, definitely, because I know the exact steps I have to follow from even today, and the things I have to fix so that get more leads, better offer, better sales. So it's a complete package.
Love it, man.
Amazing.
Hey, let's fucking get it, man.
Thank you.
All right.